Hello and welcome back, fellow FPL managers. Paddy here from OddsOnFPL, and we're diving deep into Gameweek 2 of the Fantasy Premier League season. And I'm here once again to talk you through my plans for Gameweek 2. But first, let's talk about what happened last week and how the OddsOnFPL team did. In goal, a solid 6 points for Johnston. Keeping a clean sheet against Sheffield United is no mean task, especially with all the talent they have. The Blades managed to get just one shot on target, with Ocelot and Traore barely causing any trouble. But let's not forget the drama off the pitch. Vicente Guaita, who wasn't named in the squad, took to Twitter to express his displeasure. After refusing to play in pre-season, he blasted Crystal Palace's official account asking, "Where is my name? So how can I play for Palace?" Drama. But a clean sheet and the drama has no doubt solidified Johnson's place in goal for the long term. Now on to the defence. For Trent, it was a bit of a mixed bag. He had some brilliant passes, including one for Salah's disallowed goal, but defensively, as you sort of expect, he was a bit shaky. He lost to Zazie, which turned disastrous for the equaliser, and was caught out by Chilwell as well. When Liverpool relies so much on him as a player in the system, he needs to step up and improve his overall game. In terms of FPL as well, 1 point just isn't good enough from the most expensive defender in the game. Estupinan had an incredible game for Brighton. Despite an early yellow card, he was instrumental in Brighton's 4-1 demolishing of Luton Town. He was involved in 2 goals, including an assist for Ferguson, and he was also key in Adingra's goal. He had a top performance, and you have to wonder, why aren't more sides looking at him like they have done with other Brighton players? Luke Shaw sort of typified Man United's performance. He was not as good as he can be. He picked up a yellow card, wasn't really good offensively, and defensively he wasn't great either. Against Wolves, you would have thought he would have done a little bit better, but he still managed to pick up 5 points. He also put in a late block, which was crucial for Man United to keep their clean sheet. Saliba at Arsenal was a surprise package this week. I think a lot of people expected him to keep a clean sheet, and some people brought him in late due to rumours about Gabriel being out. Unfortunately, he didn't keep a clean sheet, but he did manage to get a rare assist, which was more due to Saka's wonder goal than his own pass. Next up is midfield, and Bryan Mbeumo is just such a good player. He had an XG of 1.4, and realistically he could have hauled on another day. It was crying out for him to get a double-digit haul, and Spurs were trying to give away so many penalties as well. He missed a sitter as well late on. Non-owners should breathe a sigh of relief that he didn't haul, because he probably should have. After that, it's Marcus Rashford. A lot of people think that Marcus Rashford isn't at his best when he's playing as a striker. He struggled as a centre forward, and he only found some joy when he moved out to the left. It wasn't his best game, but you could say the same about Man United as well. Out of position might actually be a negative for him. I guess that's something we'll see against Spurs. Next up is Martin Odegaard. There was no final third magic, but Odegaard's touches and movement were a delight to watch. He's all the finesse of, I guess, a gazelle in a field. I don't know. The points will come for him though. He's just such a good player that he will get them either through assists, shots, anything like that. Bukayo Saka as well. What a goal, reminiscent of Arjen Robben. Saka left defenders in his way, cutting in from the right, and his goal against Turner, his old teammate, was just immaculate. You know, in FIFA, when you get the ball, you cut in, you press R1, gently touch circle. That was that. It was a peach. 10 points, and Saka is off to a flyer this season. He should be one of the highest point scorers in the Premier League this season. After that, it's forwards, and Haaland is classic Haaland. He plays, he scores. In this situation, he scored twice. Those who didn't captain him got lucky as he was subbed off early. It could have been a massive haul. 13 point doubles to 26 for captaincy, so I think most people with him started their season well. Imagine you captain somebody like Rashford, it could be way worse of a start. After that, Ollie Watkins played in a 5-1 loss to Newcastle. He was energetic as always, and he got an assist for Diaby but couldn't find the net himself. He had chances, but Newcastle were just too strong defensively and sort of embarrassed Aston Villa, to be honest. Villa fans will be hoping for better days than a 5-1 loss, and they probably will get it next week. When looking at the bench, it's good that all the players got minutes. Semenyo looks promising after bagging an assist, but I was a bit disappointed that Sarr didn't start in the 8 role. In the end, we finished the game week with 77 points and a game week rank of 1.2 million. Decent, and it has us in the top 14% of teams. We also have had a few price rises this week as well with our players, so that's just a sign that people are moving to our players rather than away. Moving on to this week though, there are some difficult decisions to make. Did we bring in Salah? Did we bring in 4 million Malo Gusto? There were options, so we had to weigh up what to do. In goal was the first real issue. Do we keep Johnson or start Turner? Our decision was decided that we would start Turner in net. Forest have a 44% chance of a clean sheet against Sheffield United, while Palace have almost half of that with 23%. Moving on to our defence, we drop Luke Shaw from the side and bring in Matty Cash from Aston Villa. This is in spite of Villa conceding 5 against Newcastle, due to Villa playing against Everton at home and having a 42% chance of keeping a clean sheet. Man United alternatively play against Spurs away from home and only have a meagre 24% in comparison of keeping a clean sheet. The rest of the defence picks itself, as Stupinan has a 33% chance of keeping a clean sheet, while Trent has a 46% chance, and Saliba does too. Trent and Saliba should score highly this week, while Stupinan offers so much down the left hand side for Brighton, you could think he could get an assist or a goal. Arsenal have Crystal Palace away, while Alexander-Arnold faces Bournemouth at home. Stupinan plays Wolves away from home, who look quite good against Man United, so that's a bit of an unknown. Matty Cash as well, he plays at home against Everton, so that should be points in the bank for him. He should turn his -1 into a positive this week. Midfield comes up next, and I'm willing to wait on Odegaard and Rashford instead of trying to find a way to get Salah in. A -4 to me just doesn't seem worthwhile to play against Bournemouth. Salah does have the highest expected points this week, but I wasn't too impressed with him against Chelsea, and wrecking my team just for him isn't worthwhile in my eyes. I don't want to take a -4 just yet, and I think getting 2 transfers next game week could be an idea, which is better served. So the midfield stays the same as last week. Saka and Odegaard away to Crystal Palace is an attractive fixture. Brian Mbeumo away to Fulham as well, also very interesting. I think he can score well there. And finally, Marcus Rashford away to Spurs. Spurs look leaky as normal, and, well, it's Spurs, lads. I think if Man United are going to start performing, it's most likely against a side like Spurs, who are more open to attacks. Up front again, it's the same too. Haaland is this week's most likely goal scorer once again, with the bookies favouriting him slightly to Salah. Watkins comparatively has around a 40% chance of scoring at home to Everton. The captaincy this week is it's pretty much if you own Salah, you captain Salah. If you don't own Salah, but you own Haaland, you captain Haaland. And if you don't own either of them, why don't you own either of them? It comes as no surprise that we have Captain Haaland this week. Our vice-captain is Trent Alexander-Arnold as a bit of a punt, but let's be real, we should hope that it doesn't matter. Overall, that's been our team. We're banking a transfer. If you liked this video, don't forget, we're going to be doing this every week. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We're banking our transfer in the hope of gaining more knowledge from our team. Keep those transfers smart, and I'll see you next week for more FPL insights. This is Paddy from OddsOnFPL signing off. See you next week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.